Tonight, we get SmackDown, and tomorrow night, well, morning in their time, we get yet another edition of a WWE pay-per-view or premium live event, whatever they want to call it, in Scotland. Because Clash at the Castle happens once more this weekend. 5 matches on the card, and a lot of predictions to come because this pretty much paves the way to what the SummerSlam card might look like. So without further ado, let's get straight into the predictions because I firmly believe the match that will open Clash at the Castle, being that it will not main event the show, being that it will not end the show, is going to have to be the I Quit match for the WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, defends against the phenomenal AJ Styles in what is AJ's final chance, final opportunity at the WWE title, especially after the manner in which he was able to achieve this title opportunity. It wasn't bestowed upon him by the SmackDown general manager Nick Aldis. No, he faked his retirement and he baited Cody Rhodes in to the point that the American Nightmare was willing to accept this type of match just to get another shot at AJ Styles. So who walks out with the WWE Championship? And much like in the early 2000s, much like during the PG era, there's absolutely no way that Cody Rhodes utters the words, "I quit." Hulk Hogan didn't utter those words. Bret Hart didn't utter those words. Stone Cold, The Rock, John Cena, they don't. The super mega baby faces, the faces of the company, do not utter those words when they're on the top of their game, when they are basically the top guy in the company. And sure, there are fans out there who think that, well, AJ Styles might pull Rock 1999 and have a recording of Mankind, or in this case, Cody Rhodes saying the words, "I quit." It might happen, but if it does, the match is going to get restarted, and eventually Cody Rhodes will walk out still WWE Champion. And of course, Cody Rhodes is going to move on to his next title defense, which should be and will be against the current leader of the Bloodline 2.0 in Solo Sikoa. And AJ Styles, well, he already faked his retirement. He already had 2 title opportunities, which he failed to achieve his goal. So at least on WWE's content, he's going to take a little break. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see him have a match at Slammiversary in Toronto during July. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. Hopefully it does happen. It will be amazing to see AJ Styles back in a TNA wrestling ring. Second match up, the Women's Championship. Bayley defends against Piper Niven. And Piper Niven, in my opinion, and again, a lot of people will not agree with me on this. A lot of people might hate me because of this comment. That's okay. That's fine. I'm not going to hold back because of that. Piper Niven this year is the equivalent of Zelina Vega last year when Zelina challenged Rhea Ripley for the then SmackDown Women's Championship at Backlash in Puerto Rico. Title shot, hometown hero, that's all you get. You don't win the title. And as much as they've been building up Piper Niven to be a threat to Bayley, and as much as Chelsea Green is as entertaining behind her and being her pretty much cheerleader, as much as we've seen that over the past few weeks on SmackDown, there's absolutely no way Bayley drops the championship to Piper Niven. This is a classic trope when it comes to pro wrestling. You give the babyface champion, in this case Bayley, an immovable object, a formidable foe that she has to topple, that she has to overcome time and time again. And this one, so far in her title reign, is the biggest and most threatening that they've been able to build up against her. And she's going to overcome it, which makes her championship reign that much stronger, which leads us to Money in the Bank or SummerSlam, where Miss Money in the Bank, Tiffany Stratton, cashes in on Bayley, and we get Tiffy time as WWE Women's Champion. And I'm not saying Piper Niven hasn't done a great job. I'm not saying she's not going to have an amazing match. All I'm saying is there's absolutely no way she walks out Women's Champion from Scotland. That's already reserved. That championship change at Clash at the Castle in Scotland for a hometown hero, that's already reserved. Then we got ourselves the Intercontinental Championship match. 1-on-1, Sami Zayn defends against Master Gable, against Chad Gable, the leader of the Alpha Academy. Chad Gable, who has easily and quite swiftly become one of the most hated characters on Monday Night Raw, because he continues to berate, he continues to put down his team members in Akira Tozawa, in Otis, his number one guy, and in Maxine Dupree. And all of this leads to this boiling point happening at Clash at the Castle. Zayn once again, and again, if Sami Zayn retains here, it will be the last time Chad Gable gets a one-on-one shot against Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. Which brings me to my point. Chad Gable is walking out of Clash at the Castle as Intercontinental Champion. And he's walking out as Intercontinental Champion thanks to Otis, thanks to Tozawa, and thanks to Maxine Dupree. This adds more layers to their storyline. This adds a little bit of edge to the Sami Zayn character, because we've seen it over the past few weeks. He's been trying to talk the rest of the Alpha Academy out of helping Chad Gable, he's been trying to talk them out of being a part of his group. But now they're going to cost him the championship, and the next few weeks leading into Money in the Bank and leading into SummerSlam, Sami Zayn is going to find an edge to him to get that title back from Chad Gable. And again, Chad Gable's heel character needs that championship. I said it in the past pay-per-view. I stand by it. He needs that championship. He needs to win that championship. And eventually, obviously, he gets his comeuppance. He's a bully. He's going to lose that title. And then that leads to Chad Gable versus Otis down the line. No championship involved. But for right now, as far as people complaining that, I don't like short championship reigns. Reigns shouldn't be short, and it shouldn't be long just for the sake of it. Title reigns, championships are used to advance stories. Ups, downs, twists, turns. That's why you have a championship. I hate to say it like this, and most fans won't agree with me, but it's kind of a prop. It's something chasing. Much like the MCU. The MCU wasn't about the Infinity Stones. It was about the characters. But they were going after the Infinity Stones. The same thing here with the championship. So with that said, Chad Gable walks out Intercontinental Champion. Finally gets to hold that title. Triple threat match for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill defend against Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. Sorry if I butchered that name. Versus Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. Again, classic trope. Triple threat match. Champions don't need to be pinned to lose their titles, but that also allows the heels in this case, which is Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark, to not get pinned during this match, thus allowing them to challenge for the titles once again down the line in 1-on-1 or a 2-on-2 straightforward match. Belair and Cargill, they're going to walk out of Scotland still Women's Tag Team Champions. It's going to be a fantastic match, no doubt about it. But I don't see a title change happening when it comes to the women's tag team titles. And then we get to the main event of the evening, because Drew McIntyre has pretty much a deja vu from 2 years ago. Because 2 years ago, Drew McIntyre faced off against Roman Reigns for the then undisputed WWE Universal Championship, and pretty much the exact same scenario. Minus the Money in the Bank, Mr. Money in the Bank. But 2 years ago, Drew McIntyre managed to get the rest of the bloodline to be banned from ringside, much like he was able to accomplish this past Monday night on Raw, having the Judgment Day being banned from ringside for this match. And 2 years ago, Drew McIntyre lost, or was robbed of his WWE Championship, or his Universal Championship at the time, because of an outside interference in Solo Sikoa, who later joined the Bloodline but wasn't officially a part of the Bloodline back then. This year, we could get a callback to that, and we could get a very similar case with a different outcome, because the one guy who isn't bad from ringside for this match, but he's definitely going to make an appearance. There's no doubt in my mind that he's making an appearance. The voice of the voiceless himself, CM Punk. And CM Punk is going to try his best to distract Drew McIntyre, like he's done time and time again over the past few months since WrestleMania. And he's going to get this close to costing Drew the title once again. But this time, Drew McIntyre will prevail. McIntyre will become World Heavyweight Champion. And at Money in the Bank, Priest gets his rematch. He loses his rematch. We get McIntyre versus Gunther for the World Championship at SummerSlam. And after SummerSlam, CM Punk is finally cleared. And we get the rivalry that they've been building up, the hottest rivalry that they've been building up since WrestleMania for the World Championship. Drew McIntyre walks out of Clash at the Castle finally as World Heavyweight Champion, and he finally gets to keep that title after winning it in front of a big crowd for the first time in his career for more than 5 minutes and 45 seconds. So with that said, those are my predictions. Those are my thoughts on what's going to go down at Clash at the Castle. Fantastic crowd. We already saw it on the kickoff show. We're bound to see it on SmackDown, and we're bound to see it at the pay-per-view itself. What are your thoughts? What are your predictions on the upcoming Clash at the Castle pay-per-view? Who do you think walks out with championships? Who do you think ends up losing these title matches, and why? Leave your thoughts, comments, and predictions in the comments section below. With that said, my name is Alexis Carrillo. This has been Wrestling Talk, and I'll see you next time.